The Diary of Elizabeth H. Platt. The account of her journey from New York to Green Bay, Wisconsin in 1836 with her mother, Sarah Esther Henshaw, including a visit among the Winnebago Indian tribes. Dedication. In loving memory of my wife, Lois. Preface by Anthony Winston. Elizabeth Eliza Henshaw Platt presents a lively account of the 3-month journey she and her mother, both widows, took from New York to Green Bay, Wisconsin in 1836 to visit Elizabeth's sister, Emmeline Stillman Whitney. Emmeline's husband, Daniel Whitney, was responsible for much of the early development of the state of Wisconsin after the War of 1812. On their way, they also visit 2 other sisters, Harriet and Margaret. Travel was by stagecoach, railroad, one of the earliest in the country, wagons when stages were not available, and Great Lakes steamers. She describes the discomforts of travel, including breakdowns, upsets, delays, weather, storms, seasickness, unusual accommodations, and other deprivations. But nothing phases them. They travel on as cheerful as ever. Elizabeth is very well educated and illustrates her account with classical poetry, Shakespeare, mythology, and a few French and Latin expressions here and there. The diary concludes with Elizabeth and her companions going by sleigh to visit the Indians in the area of Lake Winnebago. There is a sense of humor throughout the diary, and she never takes herself too seriously. Elizabeth, the daughter of Daniel and Sarah Esther Henshaw, was born in Middlebury, Vermont, June 12, 1796. Her father was a Connecticut merchant in the maritime trade. She married James Kent Platt, 1792 to 1824, a physician, on September 30, 1818, and had one child, a daughter named Elizabeth H. Platt, who died in 1834 at age 15. Eliza's husband, James Platt, attended Middlebury College and Yale Medical School and was appointed professor at Burlington College, now the University of Vermont, Medical Department. On April 23, 1844, Eliza married her second husband, Jedediah Smith Bushnell, a lawyer. Eliza was a devoted member of St. Stephen's Episcopal Church of Middlebury, and she contributed generously to the programs and activities of the church, such as procuring and financing the stained glass windows, arranging for the completion of the church tower, and for procuring the white marble baptismal font. She was an active member and officer of the Female Missionary Society for many years. In the chapel of St. Stephen's is a large Good Shepherd stained glass window that was purchased about 1906 with the savings of the Sunday school children for her efforts in procuring the windows in the church sanctuary. It reads, "To the glory of God and in loving memory of Eliza H. Platt, presented by Sunday School." Eliza died on April 23, 1881, at 85 years of age, and left a small legacy, her entire estate, to St. Stephen's. Eliza, her parents, and other members of the Henshaw family are buried in the Main Street burial ground of Middlebury. My wife, Lois, spent many hours in transcribing over 100 pages of text. Elizabeth's handwriting is beautiful and easy to read, and her spelling and punctuation is meticulous. In several cases where a word could not be made out, the passage is marked illegible in the present text. When Elizabeth did not know a number or a city name, a blank space was left in the diary, and likewise in the transcription and present text. I have organized the diary into 9 chapters. Endnotes have been added to identify and clarify selected passages, all indicated by reference numbers throughout the text. Also included is a map depicting the course of their journey. A genealogical chart shows the composition of the Henshaw family, and another shows the line of descent from my great-great-great-grandmother, Sarah Esther Henshaw, down to Anthony Winston. Photographs, taken by me or in the public domain, as well as drawings, have been included to illustrate some of the places they visited. The diary not only tells the story of travel in an early period of our country, but it also reveals a little of the personalities of these 2 ladies, something we rarely know anything about for our ancestors of only a few generations back. This project has been underway for some years, and Lois would be delighted to know that her work was not in vain and that she has had a hand in bringing these ladies, who lived so many years ago, back to life for our family, friends, and future generations to enjoy. This preface was written by my father, Anthony Winston, Morgantown, West Virginia, 2016.